Good morning, everyone. I am tasked to report about the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act, Republic Act 9262. What is Republic Act number 9262? RA 9262 is the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act of 2004. It seeks to address the prevalence of violence against women and children, VAUC, abuses on women and their children by their partners, like husband or ex-husband, live-in partner or ex-live-in partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, or ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, dating partner or ex-dating partner, and the like. What is VAUC under the law? It refers to any act or a series of acts committed by any person against a woman who is his wife, former wife, or against a woman with whom the person has or had a sexual or dating relationship, or with whom he has a common child, or against her child, whether legitimate or illegitimate, within or without the family abode, which result in physical, sexual, psychological harm or suffering or economic abuse, including threats of such acts, battery, assault, harassment, or arbitrary deprivation of liberty. VAUSI includes the following acts. Physical violence refers to acts that include bodily or physical harm. Sexual violence refers to an act which is sexual in nature committed against a woman or her child, which includes but not limited to rape, sexual harassment, acts of lasciviousness, treating a woman or a child as a sex object, making demeaning and sexual suggestive remarks, physical, physically attacking the sexual parts of the victim's body, forcing him or her to watch obscene publications and indecent shows, forcing the woman or her child to do indecent acts or make films, and forcing the woman to love or sleep together in the same room with the abuser. Psychological violence, acts or omissions causing or likely to cause mental or emotional suffering of the victim, such as but not limited to intimidation, harassment, stalking, damage of property, public ridicule or humiliation, repeated verbal abuse, and marital infidelity. It includes causing or allowing the victim to witness the physical, sexual, or psychological abuse of a member of the family to which the victim belongs, or to witness pornography in any form, or to witness abusive injury to pets, or to unlawful or unwanted deprivation of the right to custody and or visitation of common children. Last is economic abuse. These are the acts that make or attempt to make a woman financially dependent. Economic abuse includes, but is not limited to, the following: withdrawal of financial support or preventing the victim from engaging in any legitimate profession, occupation, business, or activity, except in cases wherein the other spouse or partner objects on the valid, serious, and moral grounds. deprivation or threat of deprivation of financial resources, and the right to the use and enjoyment of the conjugal, community, or property owned in common. Destroying household property, controlling the victim's own money or properties, or solely controlling the conjugal money or properties. Gets protected under the law. The law recognizes the unequal relations of a man and a woman in an abusive relationship where it is usually the woman who is disadvantaged. Thus, the law protects the woman and her children. The victim, the child who is a minor, legitimate and illegitimate, and a person aged 18 years and beyond who does not have the ability to decide for herself and himself because of an emotional, physical, and mental illness can make full use of the law. And any child under the care of a woman is also protected under the law. Is Bawsi committed by men alone? Women can also be liable under the law. These are the lesbian partners, girlfriends, or former partners of the victim with whom she has or had a sexual or dating relationship. What if the female victim commits violence against her partner? The law acknowledges that women who have retaliated against their partners or who commit violence as a form of self-defense may have suffered from battered women syndrome. BWS is a scientifically defined pattern of psychological and behavioral symptoms found in women living in battering relationships as a result of cumulative abuse. Any victim who suffers from BWS should be diagnosed by a psychiatric expert or a clinical psychologist. This will also help the victim in obtaining a just decision in her case. What are the penalties for committing Bawsi? If the courts have proven that the offender is guilty of the crime, he may be imprisoned and will be obliged to pay 100 to 300,000 in damages. The length of imprisonment depends on the gravity of the crime. What can women and children do under the law? The law allows women and their children to secure barangay protection order and temporary or permanent protection order from the courts. What is a protection order? It is an order prescribed in the Anti-Bawsi Act to prevent further abuse or violence against a woman and her child. It also provides them relief from said abuse or violence. They can also file an independent civil action for damages and criminal action for the violation of the Anti-Bawsi Act. Domestic violence in times of pandemic. The conditions of isolation foster physical and psychological violence in women and their children. Many women under lockdown for COVID-19 faced violence where they should be safest, in their homes. This is due to growing unemployment, rising number of sick people, and scarcity of resources. Thus, I would like to end with this quote: "We must not only survive the coronavirus, but emerge renewed with women as a powerful force for recovery."